What's up, guys? It's Niko here, and I'm bringing you another Doctor Who review. This is it. This is the end, the finale, Series 9, Episode 12, titled Hell Bent. And if there ever was a title to describe an episode so perfectly, that is this one. This is the Doctor at his most personal. The previous episodes leading up to this finale made it seem, and I have to give Moffat credit for this, made it seem like they were going to do some giant story, the prophecy, the hybrid, some big overarching thing that, to be honest, would have kind of come out of nowhere, that involves a whole planet, that is a big deal, some world-shattering event. And it turns out, maybe it is, but that's not the story for this episode. This is more personal. This is the Doctor manipulating. This is the Doctor still grieving after 4 billion years, 4.5 billion years, still grieving because he just wants Clara back. He misses her. And I loved it. I love that. I love this kind of selfish Doctor, a sort of callback to David Tennant, especially with the Gallifrey themes and the music that they were bringing back that we haven't heard since Tennant's days. He was a very also kind of selfish human, wanted to almost godlike Doctor that wanted to break the rules, to save the people he could. And this is Capaldi, who we haven't really seen that from towards other people, but he's doing it for Clara and the relationship they've built up. And then we figure out that it's kind of an unhealthy thing. He pulls her out of this time loop. It's a closed loop, mumbo jumbo, whatever. It doesn't really matter. She's not alive, really. She's living between heartbeats and eventually will have to die and go back. So she's not rescued forever. But I love that they kind of made the change happen on her end. Instead of taking her away forcefully for good, they made Clara grow in a way and realize that they can't do this forever. As good of friends as they are, they're not really good for each other anymore. They're pushing too hard. And eventually something bad, if not now, something bad is going to happen. So she takes that little doohickey, I forget what it was called, the dampener or whatever, and changes it. And because she didn't want her memory wiped, because one of my favorite lines in the entire episode was the future goes to no man, but my past is mine. I've earned it. I have a right to it. Something like that. And I thought that was great. And she's like, you can't take that away from me. You can't take those memories away from me. You can't do like what happened to Donna, which even though was necessary because she would have died, is unfair, right? Your memories make you who you are. And the Doctor finally realizes this because the change actually comes from Clara's end, who we thought couldn't change. And it's maybe a slight change because now she's still traveling with a shielder and in her diner TARDIS, which I knew as soon as he said over the hill. This diner used to be over the hill. I was like, that's a TARDIS. That's her TARDIS. We've got the Dr. Clara now. And it's fitting that she's been learning and becoming and trying to be more and more like him, that she's going to go around the universe the long way around back to Gallifrey, do some good things, probably get into some adventures of her own. But ultimately, she's going to come back and have to reinsert herself into that loop. So it's living on borrowed time. It's time she doesn't have, but it's time nonetheless. And I love this episode because it was like the swan song for Clara and the personal goodbye. The Doctor is pushing and shattering and living so long. So he has so much perseverance just for this person. And the season didn't look like it was going to end that way with the big story. It looked like it was going to go from personal to big, but they tricked us. They tricked me. They looped it around and made it personal again. I think this is the best series of the new show. You can disagree with me if you want. That's totally fine. Leave a comment and tell me why, or if you agree. But I loved the personal, the self-contained stories, and they really make me care the most. And this one was full of them. There wasn't a misstep in this series except Sleep No More for me, which is totally fine. One stinker, no problem. And it wasn't that bad. Follow me on at Mr. Niko Films on, oh wait, I keep forgetting to do this. Wow. Score. You can probably guess, right? What an ending to an already great series. 10 out of 10 from me. Leave a comment if you agree, and please consider liking and subscribing if you liked these videos, this entire season of my own of reviews. Anyway, follow me on @MrNikoFilms on Twitter, Mr. Niko Films on Facebook, and sorry about the bootleg edition, last minute thing, couldn't get out of it, so at least I'm bringing it to you, but we're kind of ending on that note. Anyway, guys, until next series, or actually the Christmas special, rather, I'll be back with the Christmas review, maybe in a Santa hat. But until next time, keep watching, and peace.